year. So what are the priorities going to be? Congressman Buddy Carter of Georgia is on the Budget Committee, and I'm glad to have him with me right now. So, Congressman, try and search how much aid the U.S. has given Ukraine, and you got a lot of different answers that comes up. We'll peg it at like $175 billion so far. If you know the real number, let me know. But, do you agree with the Speaker that not another penny should go to help Ukraine until Donald Trump's administration gives guidance? He's the incoming president.
Do agree with the Speaker. I think it's the right thing to do. After all, the American people have spoken, and they've spoken loudly and clearly that they do not want to continue with the Biden-Harris administration and their policies. They want the new policies of the Trump administration. And yes, we're looking for guidance from the president. We're looking from the president-elect. We're looking for his guidance to let us know what he thinks we should be doing in Ukraine. I will tell you, there is a lot of controversy within our conference about what we should be doing there.
Yeah, and it's a conference that is very slim majority, so it's going to be a lot of fun in that room when everyone has their own idea. But you got Trump's middle-class tax cuts. They expire at the end of next year. First off, I got to ask you, why do these tax reductions have sunset clauses, and will the GOP House and Senate make them permanent?
Like to make them permanent. There's no question about that. We would have wanted to make them permanent originally when we passed this 4 years ago, but we weren't able to. This was the only way we could get it to go through. So we're looking at an extension now, given the opportunity to make them permanent. I don't think there's any opposition to doing just that within our conference.
So let's talk about what the priorities are for you, for the conference. In your discussions with the incoming administration. In theory, the GOP, if it sticks together, can pass whatever it wants. So what are the priorities?
For me personally, and for us in the South, obviously, disaster relief is what we need to get done in the lame duck session. We could have used it yesterday. People are hurting. And, I've lived in South Georgia all my life, and I've seen a lot of hurricanes, but I've never seen a hurricane with the devastation that Helene had. Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia has already said that we need $12.2 billion in Georgia. We know that the coffers at FEMA are getting low. We know that they're out at the SBA. And we need those coffers to be filled again. People are hurting out there. So disaster relief is going to be the key. Now, as far as the regular budget goes, I think that what we're going to do, there's no question that we'll have another extension, another CR, probably to get us through March. That way, we'll have the opportunity to let the president-elect get his fingerprints on this and let him give us some guidance as to what he would like to see. We want to set up the president and ourselves for success in the first 100 days of this administration.
So are you, or the committee, I should say, really, are you guys working with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy's DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency? The GOP has the slimmest of margins, as we just talked about. And honestly, if you just go back, neither party ever wants to cut anything.
Oh, that's not necessarily true. The Republicans do want to get to a balanced budget. It's difficult. There's no question about that. We had a great meeting with Vivek and with Elon Musk this past week and discussed some things that we can do. And I can tell you the enthusiasm as we left that meeting was just as high as I've ever seen it. People are excited about this. We're excited to see what they can propose and what we can do. We all get it. We understand we cannot continue to add $1 trillion every 100 days to our debt. We can't sustain with a $36 trillion debt. It'll be $37 trillion before you know it. That is not sustainable. The second highest line item in our budget is the interest on our debt, not paying our debt down, but the interest on our debt. And everybody wants inflation to go down. And Elon made this perfectly clear during our meeting. He said, if you get your debt down, inflation will go down, and it will.
That's a good point. So here's the stupidest question ever asked a congressman from Georgia. The SEC championship today. Georgia Bulldogs taking on Texas. This should be a good one, huh?
It should be, but go Dogs.
Congressman Buddy Carter, good to see you, and good luck as you work through the budget.